Stretching right before a practice session can be really important for number one, having the most productive practice session possible, and number two, hopefully avoiding any injuries. In this lesson, I'm going to go through some basic tips for building dexterity, and I'm going to show you some stretches that you can do before you get into warming up and playing. I have three little tips that I want to give you that you should think about doing as you practice. The first one is to take time to warm up, and we're going to go over some warm-up exercises later, but stretching is also kind of part of warming up, and it's easy to kind of just sweep it aside and say, I really don't need to do this. But let me tell you, I've heard some horror stories of just weird injuries that people have gotten because they just pick up the guitar and go right to some more taxing playing instead of taking the time to warm up. Tip number two is watch what you drink, and by that I mean drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. That's really good for your soft tissue, and it can really help you to have a productive practice time. Tip number three is watch how you're set up and how you're holding the guitar. If you're sore after a practice session, you might want to think about changing the way you hold the guitar. If you're holding it the casual method like I'm doing right now, and you have some soreness in your shoulder or your back, you might want to try the classical method, or you might want to try standing up with a strap or sitting down with a strap too. Just listen to your body, and if it's hurting or you're sore, just change things up a little bit and see if you can make it better. Let's go through some stretches that I have for you. I have four basic ones that you can choose from to kind of kick off your practice session. The first one just kind of stretches your forearm out, and what you do is just take your whatever arm you're stretching, put your hand out like that, and then pull back on it just a little bit with the other hand. You don't want it to hurt. You just want to feel a stretch. All you're doing is basically limbering up and getting some blood flowing in your arms. And you can do this for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, then switch to the other arm. You don't want to do it too hard again. If you feel any pain, just stop, go see a doctor or something. But this is just a good way to kind of get the blood flowing and get things loosened up. And I would do that twice on each hand for 20 or 30 seconds. That's stretch one. Stretch two is very similar to stretch one. You can kind of substitute these in and out for each other, but what you want to do is put your fingertips together and then just push your hands out, and you're kind of stretching both hands at once, but it feels a little bit different from stretch one that we did. So this is a really good one if I don't have a lot of time to warm up or stretch before a gig or for a practice session, because it stretches both hands at the same time. But again, do that for 20 to 30 seconds, shake it out, and then do it again. It shouldn't hurt. It should just feel a nice little comfortable stretch. Stretch number three stretches the top of your forearm. So far I've been working on this area right here, so we're going to work on the tops now. Make a fist and then just pull it down a little bit. Don't do it to where it hurts again, but this is a really good stretch. It feels a lot different than just pulling your hand down. When you make that fist, it's a lot more effective stretch. But again, just hold it for 20 or 30 seconds to where it doesn't hurt, but you can feel the stretch. And then just alternate to the other one. I actually had tennis elbow pretty bad at one point, and it's cleared up entirely. And this is one stretch that I do almost every time before I play, just because I'm paranoid of that tennis elbow coming back, right? The last little stretch I have for you is kind of more like a massage than a stretch, and it feels really nice in your fingers, and it gets your fingers ready to do some practicing. All you do is take each individual finger and kind of rotate it like this and pull on it a little bit. Oftentimes I'll get a crack on my knuckle from this. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just trying to get the blood flowing and limber them up a little bit and get them ready for some practice, right? Just do it a few times on each finger. And you can do it on both hands or just one. I tend to only do it on my fretting hand. Those are just a couple of stretches that you can use and incorporate in your daily practice time. Pick a couple of them that you like and don't skip them, right? Remember, it's important to warm up. We'll talk more about warming up in the next lesson. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is just a small excerpt from the GuitarLessons.com Academy, where you'll be able to fast track your progress with step-by-step video lessons, fun play-along songs, and all the community support that you need. If you'd like to watch the rest of the series and continue building your positive momentum, just click the link in the video description. You can try it risk-free for 90 days. I'd love to help you reach your guitar goals.